on my way out to our local grasshopper dealer to pick up our 2014 grasshopper leaf collection unit, model 15B. We're going to put it on the 2014 grasshopper that we got earlier this year. It's that time of year we're getting set up, start leaf removal on all our customers pretty much for this month. Usually right around Thanksgiving time we start shutting down. It's usually either the weather shuts us down first or we get all the jobs done, whatever comes first. So we'll pick it up, take it back to the shop, and me and the lawn dogs are going to start installing it.
Back one, now the back one, I would do the same thing if you can. You're still going to stick your hand through here, but where is the hole? Right there? That's slotted for that evidently. Tight enough?
Yeah.
Pull these pins, huh?
Yeah, pull the pins out. Now we got the rear bracket on, we can do the box. Just want to break out on the sides.
Or flip it over on the front and bring it out.
Alright.
I got the box?
Yeah, you got the box, we got the box.
Let's finish still on it.
There you go. Around this way, Joey.
Don't fall. Sit right on them things.
Yeah, see where you're. Do this.
That's got to go right over there.
1, 2, 3.
Can't see what I'm doing.
No, lift yours up. Up. There you go.
Tilt it back a little bit. Tilt back.
Put the pins in.
That's kind of nice.
Huh?
Okay.
You rotate it forward. It's on. Put the nuts on.
Let them good. Don't break it. Because they're going into clips. Yeah, I need to go into makeup. Carol, I lost my hat straight. Is it straight? Straighten my hat for me.
Your neck's crooked. No, it's not.
There's more than just his neck that's crooked.
Shall we?
Yeah, wait on you guys.
Operator?
You quit turning that till I get a screwdriver on you.
You kind of little shitty about that, aren't you? See? Oh, how sweet. Now. There's tight. Wow, that's a snug fit. Yeah. Man, it's nice when they're new. In here it's going to be. I hope it's unlocking.
It is, they're
Okay.
lockers.
I'm going to put this.
So what size is that?
Oh no, that was a good one.
I can't do it again.
The 9
9
and
7
3/8, 9 and 7 3/16.
We don't want to tighten this though, because we may need that. But I put the I put the thread out. Get the back one, then we do that one so quickly. So here. Yeah. And then we gotta tighten all that down. Alright, go ahead and snug that one down. Oh, that was easy. And there, you gotta torque them too, buddy, because there's gonna be vibration there. I do the back one over here then. 3/8 ratcheting wrench.
Spanky Greenwald.
Put the tube on. Cut.
Killing me, man. Yeah. I gotta go over and look for that wrench. I'll be back.
You find that wrench, I want to see it.
Alright, well, we finally got the Model 15B leaf collection unit put together, assembled, and on the 2014 Grasshopper. So now we're going to give Senior the honor. He's going to take it out to the yard for the first time. You ask, we answer. It's time for some viewer mail. Got the Mojo Man with me here at the shop today. Got an email from Scott, and he writes in, why are your mowers diesel and your trucks gas? Well, that's a great question, Scott. I really appreciate you writing in. In regards to why our trucks are gas and not diesel trucks, we don't put more than 6,000 miles in general, on average, on our trucks in a normal season. So we're not putting a whole lot of miles on our trucks, so that's one reason why we chose not to go with diesel. And the other reason mainly is we don't really haul heavy loads that would merit the higher torque numbers that you generally would get out of a diesel. And the biggest reason, especially with this most recent truck that we just got, generally speaking on these Chevys nowadays, when you step up to the diesel and you get the Allison transmission and then all the little goodies that go along with having a diesel engine, it ends up costing you about $8,000 to $10,000 more, and we just can't justify spending that much more money on a truck when we really don't need it. And in regards to our mowers, our Grasshopper mowers, why are those diesel? We decided and found years and years ago when they first started offering diesel engine power for these Grasshopper mowers, we decided to go with the diesel engines because we have found by running these mowers for 8 to 10 hours a day like we do in the peak lawn season that it's a lot more fuel efficient when you're running diesel. You get a lot more power out of the diesel engine, and the mowers themselves tend to last longer because of it being a diesel engine. So in our trucks, we can not justify having a diesel because we're not running them as much, but in our tractors, we can justify them being diesel because we're using them a lot, and it saves us a lot when it comes to the bottom line on the fuel costs. That was a great question, Scott. I really appreciate you writing in. If there's any other lawn dogs out there that have any other questions, please feel free to write us at stewcare@gmail.com. We'll take the time to read your question, answer your question, and maybe your question will be featured on the next segment of Viewer Mail.
Keep from the boys to glasses.
That's right. Well, we're back. It's that time of year. We've just finished up the 2014 lawn season. We had our first snow event just the other day, which is on record, dating back to 1982. It's the earliest we've ever put the blades of snowflakes. So the lawn season got cut a little bit short, but we still had a good one. So we're back here in the shop. Mike Sr. and I are here. It's that time of year. We're getting back into the fabrication. We're working back on our Stewcare Lawn Dog Racing Team racing mower. We're going to pick back up where we left off earlier this year. I'm going to step out of the way. I'm going to let Mike Sr. kind of bring you guys back up to date as far as what we've done and what we're getting ready to do, what the next few steps are on the racing lawn.
Well, we are to the point of getting the machine to a rolling chassis. We have got all our chains in, all our sprockets, gearbox, the clutch is tied into the motor. We are ready to put on brakes, and we are also in conjunction with working on the steering. We're going to take this machine, and instead of having a steering wheel like most conventional tractors, which this obviously started out as, we're going to go back to the motorcycle theory, because a few years ago we built a couple choppers and we still got that in our blood. We're going to put handlebars on here so we can have a hand grip for a throttle and a brake. So what we're doing today is we're going to mock up the brakes. We've got the brake system to go on the rear axle, and we're going to put mount the master cylinder up front. And we're also working on the steering. We're going to leave here after we get done mounting today. We're going to go down to our parts supply, and we're going to try and start on converting our steering over from a wheel to handlebar.
Get that back bolt tightened down now, and you got the caliper up, right?
We'll snug the front one then.
Yeah, put it right on the front.
That's where you want to be. And then you see your gap there is just about identical to the front. That means the rotor is going through there and
looks
picking
like
up the whole shoe.
Looks like
I'm sure it probably does. Yeah. You want, that's when you would. Yeah. That's what you want.
Perfect.
Because then you would snug it to the axle if we were on the front, like it's doing. You're
Right.
going to hear something because the shoes are. When this thing is set up, the shoes are constantly.
Yeah, they're constantly rubbing
just like a car.
Right.
They're on the rotor. But you see, you got an even run there. That means everything here is in alignment.
Want to snug them down just a little bit
Yeah,
more?
let's snug them down so
And we'll move forward to
we'll
the master cylinder.
you on the back.
Yeah, I'm on the back one.
All right, now we've got the brake put on the back with the rotor. Everything works just fine, spins like it should. Everything lined up. You see how freely it moves. Now I wouldn't do that when the brakes are set up under pressure, because the pads would be rolling on the rotor. But that shows you that it is in perfect alignment. So we won't wear our pads out prematurely with our bracket we made to move the disc out from the frame of the machine. Now we have a master cylinder we've decided we want to mount up front here. We've got it so we just have a bolt, a situation where we have another spacer again to get it spaced out from the frame, so we got room to work on it, and we also would have room to hook up the cable from the handlebars instead of the steering wheel like we said earlier.
You got that master cylinder done yet?
Yep, I'm just finishing up now.
Okay. So after that we can head to the parts store, right?
Yep, we're ready to get into steering more, and you have to feed me.
Oh, is it my turn to take you to lunch?
It's time to eat.
Alright, let's clean up. Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Alright, well we're back for another day of work on the racing lawnmower. We're finalizing the mock-up of our handlebar controls. We met with a really good friend of ours, Bob, yesterday, and thankfully and graciously he went ahead and made a custom billet aluminum triple clamp for our racing lawnmower. It's a beautiful piece he made for us. We're going to end up having it powder coated black to match the handlebars and the controls, but it's a really trick piece, and what we're going to do with this is we're going to mount the handlebars to this, and then we'll bring the handlebars over to the racing lawnmower and get that mounted up so we can kind of get the position there and see where we want to be height-wise, so then we can start working on cable lengths and seat. We got to still figure out a tractor seat for this thing. But that's what we're going to work on initially today, is just get the handlebar set up on the custom triple clamp that our good buddy Bob made for us.
Quarter inch. And there you go. From a steering wheel to a handlebar.